in the silence of a clean and open heart, I see the truth of the self and I connect with the Supreme Soul, the wisest companion, the one that can guide you in your journey to rediscover your truth, your peace, and your happiness. Let us listen to the words of wisdom whilst remaining aware of our original, eternal nature of the soul.
Today, the Father is looking at your different stars. Today, the Father is looking at you different stars. Each of you stars has your own speciality. Even the tiny stars make this constellation look very beautiful. The big stars are big anyway, but the beauty of this constellation increases even more with the sparkle of you tiny stars. Even the tiniest of you stars is absolutely necessary. Just as a parents discuss at home the virtues, duties, and behavior of each child in their limited family, similarly, the unlimited parents, the sun of knowledge and the moon of knowledge, were discussing the specialities of all the stars in this unlimited family. There is one aspect in which the speciality and greatness of each of you is very clear. Each of you has the speciality of knowing the Father and belonging to the Father. Each of you has the speciality and greatness. You don't think, what speciality do I have? Oh, I have no virtues, do you? These are the words of devotees. I do not have any virtues. To be a child of the Father, the ocean of virtues means to be virtuous.
To be a child of the Supreme Soul means first to recognize that you are a soul. Recognize that you are more than the body, and your original qualities are that of peace, love, truth, purity, and happiness. And you are now playing a part on the unlimited stage of the world. In playing your part, you come into connection with many others, and each one is an eternal divine soul playing their own part. Parts are unique. Each one's role is distinct, and each one's role is separate from the actor. The actor, the human soul, exists forever and is a child of the Supreme Soul, has the highest connection with the highest family. Whilst being able to observe your part, you are able to be awake to a higher reality, a reality that includes everyone, a reality that allows you to manifest generosity and kindness and a good heart and patience and obedience. All that virtues are already in you. Just to be able to express them, to express these virtues is a matter of having an environment that allows you to express them. An environment that reminds you that you are a soul and you can connect with a supreme soul. And what can be a better environment than a loving home with your parents? Each one has the right to a perfect, loving home in the company of perfect parents. And maybe human parents are not always perfect. However, the spiritual knowledge would say that each and every human soul has a perfect parent, the Supreme Soul, who plays a part of a father. And together with a Supreme Soul is a soul that is a first human soul. There must be someone who is a first one, and that one plays a part of a mother, plays a part of someone who wants to support you, to restore your peace, your love, your happiness. Each one of you have a grandparent or grandparent, and you feel connected to them. You feel, I am where I am because of my grandparents, what they've done or what they didn't do, and how they raised my parents. And so on, all your ancestors have contributed to where you are now. In the same way, this grandparent of humankind, which is a human soul, and you can connect in your mind with that soul. You can feel the love they have for you, for all human souls, and how they are willing to support you, to sustain you, to help you to raise above difficulties, to raise above sorrow, to understand yourself, to understand others. And this is what is shown in the image behind me, is a happy family, the happy family of the sun of knowledge, which is a supreme soul, and the moon of knowledge, which is the first human soul, and the stars, which are each human soul, is a happy united family, a family where all can be together at the same time, sun and moon and stars. That family is a family that includes everyone, a family that recognizes the right of every human soul to be loved and to be appreciated and to be respected. Let us hear a few more words of wisdom.
You are not weak, but strong, because you are Master Almighty authorities. There is no arrogance in spirituality. Instead of arrogance, there is self-respect. Self-respect means respect for oneself, the soul. There is a difference between self-respect and arrogance. Therefore, constantly remain seated on your seat of self-respect. Any seat of arrogance looks very beautifully decorated. It looks very comfortable and appealing, but it is really a seat of thorns. You think so and so has experienced this, so why shouldn't I do the same? So even though you are pricked by its thorns, when you sit on it, you can't let go of it. Therefore, never try to sit on the externally beautiful seat of arrogance that can deceive you. When you are seated on your seat of self-respect, you will experience yourself to be constantly happy, always elevated, and an embodiment of all attainments.
What is your self-respect? And one version that was mentioned here, one option is to realize your connection with a supreme parent, with a supreme soul. And when you recognize that you are a soul and that you belong to that supreme soul, that self-respect is unshakable. No one can break it. No one can change your mind. You belong, and you also know which are the rights of a divine eternal soul. And your rights are not necessarily in the physical world, in the material world, to say this is mine and this is yours, and to draw another barrier and to put some limitations and to defend or defeat others. The rights of an eternal divine soul are in this spiritual reality. You have all the rights to unbroken peace, to unlimited love, to unconditional happiness. All of that are your rights and the rights of all human souls. With this kind of self-respect, you can never be arrogant. Otherwise, if you are not clearly seated on your throne of self-respect, you may start to create some new spiritual identity. You may start to feel, I'm better than anyone else because I am more spiritual, because I know more, because I understand better than you. And that will give rise to another conflict. All the conflicts that exist now in the world are because of this wrong identification, identifying yourself with a part, with a role, that which you are not, and being able to keep your self-respect, the self-respect of the soul. You are a soul, and you recognized who you are, and you recognize a part of the Supreme Soul, and that is your greatness. There is no higher greatness than praising the Supreme. There is no higher greatness than to see the virtues of others. When you see and praise yourself, then you are seated on the wrong seat. When you see the greatness of the Supreme Soul and how He makes everyone great, and you see the virtues that are given by the Supreme Soul, then you yourself will be respected by everyone. Would you like to share?
Yeah, I think the real speciality for the soul is to recognize the Father, the one I belongs to. If I belongs to Him, if I am the child of Him, I have all of His DNA within me. I am compassionate like Him. I am loving. I am peaceful. I am merciful. And Father is bestower of happiness. So I, the soul, constantly be thinking about this, how my stage of being soul consciousness can give happiness to others. My vibration can give happiness to others. So the biggest, the greatest speciality is I recognize my Father. I belongs to Him. I am secure. I am safe with that happy family of knowing the Father and the Mother, the first soul, who is constantly thinking of us with so much love to elevate us. So feel secure, safe. And when you are in a secure and safe place with full of love, you will only give that back. You will see others as those souls who will get that love and that blessing. So the biggest self-respect for the soul is I belong to that one who is ocean of love and mercy. And I am with him. And I have all of his qualities. And when I am in that consciousness, I am seeing a big family of stars who are playing their part. Some are awakened, some are still to be awakened, but they are all beautiful, innocent stars, like the Father. So when we see with that consciousness, be seated in that self-respect, what we give is what? Love, compassion, and mercy to all the souls.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Then we meet again tomorrow at the same time. Bye-bye.